Welcome to Festpod, the unofficial rock festival guide. I'm Neil Wilkinson with the latest news about your favourite rock festivals, our music guide for the month, and some special things we've found in Festpod Favourites. So let's welcome my fellow hosts, and guess what? We've got 3 of them sat there waiting at home. So let's go to our first one, who is down in the beautiful land of Bicester. Hello, Lee.
I wouldn't quite call it beautiful, but yeah, that's me. It's okay. It's not great, but yeah, I'm here. Hello, good evening, everyone.
Yes.
So it turns out the Festpod is actually a bit of a hit at work.
Is it?
The lads decided it was my turn to put some music on the other week, and I was like, I'm not really that bothered because I knew a lot of them were going to whinge the metal. So I said, why don't we put on your podcast? I'll go on then. So some quick feedback from a couple of lads, Jordan and Elliston. There's your mention. They said that's all right, actually. Yeah, quite like that. From Dan, who was our top painter, said you do use the word arsehole a lot though. You call people arseholes, and I was like, I've never noticed it before, but apparently
I've never noticed that.
No, I haven't. But apparently it's I call everyone arseholes, including the 3 of you and everyone that we talk about.
Oh wow, okay. Well, we'll note that one down. Thank you.
Yeah,
It's fair.
Can we put that on a poster? They call people arseholes a lot, from Dan the painter.
Yes, as like a recommendation. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, guys, for your feedback. We'll note that down and whatever. So let's now visit the beautiful little town of Shotton in North Wales. I drove past Shotton the other day in my truck, and I thought, Rich is over in that direction, but he won't appreciate me turning up in this Arctic.
And I bet he just carried on driving very, very fast in the opposite direction.
55 miles an hour. It's fast enough, I suppose, isn't it? How are you doing, Rich?
Well, I'm not great, to be honest with you. My throat voice starts going. I do apologise in advance. I had 2.5 weeks of this flu type thing. Got over it for 3 days, and it came back. So I'm here to make up the full complement.
Yes.
In
do you know what?
In body, at least.
Yeah, it's I don't know what I'm going to do with myself this episode, because there's too many of you. Like Lee said the first time we had the 3 of you. It's going to be weird. I don't know what I'm going to do, but anyway, we'll cope with the 3 contributors. So now we need to head back up north. And no, we're still. Are you on the same sort of level there? You might be on the same sort of longitude.
Due east. He's due east.
Due east. To Uttoxeter, the land of racecourses and digger tractors, to see Eamon.
Yes, we won't mention a brand name.
No.
They have enough publicity already around here.
And I found out that they're massive Tory donors as well, but we won't mention that.
Yes, that's the other sore point. They've not been in the news recently at all.
No, we don't want any sore points.
No, exactly. We're all good. We've had the Royal Rumble since we've been gone, where Cody Rhodes won. So for our wrestling fans, that's a good time. But I
wondered what you were talking about.
I'm talking about
wrestling.
Yeah, I'm talking about men in pants, sweaty men in pants.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that started our road to WrestleMania. But yeah, we've been kind of just chilling in Uttoxeter. Nothing really special. Been to a few gigs. We'll come on to them later.
I didn't know you were a wrestling fan.
Yeah, big. He always says that with a high pitched voice. But yeah, I'm a big wrestling fan. I mean, I say that. I don't watch much weekly anymore, but Facebook tells me everything I need to know.
So you don't even need to watch the matches?
Still watch the Royal Rumble? No, exactly. I'll watch the highlights.
We should have a Festpod Royal Rumble.
Are you going to get your sumo pants out again, Rich?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so. Just for the Patreons.
So that's the extra package of the Patreon.
That extra tier.
Yeah, the extra tier.
Extra package is the word there,
yeah. See what I did there?
Well caught. It's going to be a fun one today, gents. So we are on a lot of different podcast catchers by now, so you can take us with you on your commute, listen to us at work, or as you're out and about. We are pretty much on. I mean, I haven't found one that we're not on, actually. There might be one or two still out there. Because some people don't know that we are a podcast as well as a video program, because you might have found us through TikTok, you might have found us through YouTube, you might have found us through Spotify, your podcast catcher, who knows where you found us. But yes, we're all over the place. So you can get in touch with us if you want to. We are on the socials, like I say, YouTube. Just look for Festpod to find us. And if you like the show and you're a regular listener, we are also on Patreon. So if you'd like to help us out in making the show, we would love your support. And thank you for those who are with us on the journey. Thank you very much. It will all go back into the show. We do also have some merch for sale. And there is an example of a beautiful Festpod patch. You can make your own merch. For example, if you've got a lovely hoodie, such as the one that I'm wearing today, you could have a Festpod hoodie by just getting a £5 Etsy store purchase, put your patch onto your titties there, and you've got a lovely Festpod hoodie. So you've got options. So go to Etsy, search for Festpod. We also have mugs as well. There's a mug. There you go. Just waving that over live electronic equipment. Put that down. So let's get started with festival news. There is a shit ton of festival news. There's so much for us to go through. I don't know how long it's going to take us to do it, but we better crack on. So, firstly, Download Festival. As always, we like to start with Download Festival. Now, Quiet Camping has sold out. So, if you're hoping for a quiet time without spending more money than you need to, Quiet Camping has gone. So, unless you manage to find somebody who's selling their tickets, you're out of luck, unfortunately. Now, the only other option I think you have, if you want to camp quietly, is in the RIP section. What's it called again? Rock Retreat?
Rock Retreat, yeah, Melbourne Hall.
Yeah, the posh bit, which is a lot more money than Quiet Camping was.
Yeah, just
so tough. Just a couple of pound, just a couple of pennies more. Yeah. Tough titty on that one, unfortunately. However, if you want normal camping or anything else, there are new download. See, download. I've been talking I'm from Yorkshire. You've got new download installment plans available. So let's take a look at those. You've got... Oh, blimey, there's so much to choose from. How does anybody know what to choose with so much to choose from? So for camping...
Yeah, you've got like the normal download installment scheme, which is, one payment taken every 3 or 4 months. But you've also got the option for Klarna as well, which will help you spread it out over 12 months even. So they are making the most expensive download to date more affordable. So have no fear. You can still go see Metallica twice.
Yes, exactly. They were making a big deal out of this. So there's let's have a look here. You've got 5 nights standard camping installment plan. You've got 5 nights eco camping installment plan. That's eco camp, isn't it?
Yes, that's an eco camp itself, which has its own set of rules where you take everything home, you don't have any rubbish, which is how it should be across all the campsites. But
well, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it's getting bigger every year as well. So hopefully one day it will just evolve into normal camping.
They are getting better, aren't they? Then you've also got 4 nights standard camping. I didn't realise that was an option, actually.
Yeah, so I suppose it's similar to the previous 3-night option, but obviously there's 4 days of the arena now, isn't there? So, so 4 nights is a thing now.
And then you've got the equivalent 4 nights eco camping as well. So just to, like Eamon says there, just to spread things out, spread your legs. Look, you've got quiet. Oh, hang on a second. Quiet camping. I bet if I click on that, you can't click on it. On the quiet camping, because it's all sold out at the bottom there.
It's all gone. Always the first to go, but RIP, but it's always the first of the standard tickets to go. So, is it a sign of things to come? Is it going to sell out this year? That's the question.
You'll have to put up with the noise.
Yeah.
In Blue Camp.
Yeah.
Do you know, can I just tell you how much I don't miss Blue Camp? Oh my God.
Neither me. The couple of times that I'd spent in Blue Camp, then comparing it to the White Camp that me and Dave Kingdom and our other friend, that's where we stayed a couple of years ago. It's just I'm not a party animal and haven't been for years. I don't like staying up at night and, doing substances that you shouldn't do to keep you up all night. It was just a nightmare. But yeah, RIP is definitely the best choice to go if you've got a little bit extra cash.
Some sad news next. Ozzy has cancelled his UK and Europe tour and retired for the last time. And I think we can say for the last time, but I don't think he's coming back from this one, do you?
No. That's definitely the final curtain now for him, isn't it? I think it's sad for him and his fans, but at the same time, I'm kind of happy for him as well. He's toured his ass off for years. He's worked so hard, and he deserves a rest. The guy's an old man, and he deserves to be at home getting egged by Sharon.
Wow.
Getting egged?
Nagged. Sorry, the throat.
I honestly thought he said pegged.
I thought you said pegged. I heard pegged as well.
I did not say pegged.
Is that not the new series that they're doing?
What, pegging with the Osbournes?
Yeah, is that not the new series? No.
No, I don't think it is.
No. I don't think MTV would commission that. I'm just going to read a little bit from Ozzy's statements, which he published on social media. This is probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to share with my loyal fans. I can't do the voice. I contemplated doing the voice then, but I shouldn't really, should I?
Please try, please.
Even if it's just the first couple of sentences, give it a go.
Yeah.
As you all may know, for a kiss, it's just my old man. I've got to do the Brummie as well. As you all may know, 4 years ago this month I had a major accident where I damaged my spine. It's too comprehensible. I can't do it. My one and only purpose during this time has been get back on stage. My singing voice is fine. However, after 3 operations and various treatments, my body is still physically weak. I'm humbled by the way you've held on to your tickets all this time, but in good conscience, I've realised now I'm not physically capable of doing any dates, as I know I couldn't deal with the travel. And he says it really fucks him up. That is it. Ticket refunds are available at point of purchase. It's very sad because if, a lot of people have had the pleasure of, I'm going to say pleasure, of watching Ozzy perform. Some people saw him at his best and some people didn't. 2016 Download Festival.
It is sad news, but it's good news in a way as well for Judas Priest, because they've been locked into this tour for 4 or 5 years now. They've not been able to do a tour of their own. They were able to do 1 year headlining Bloodstock, but other than that, they've been locked into this tour. So it's going to be nice for Judas Priest, because they're not getting any younger either, to go out on the road and actually tour the UK properly again. So that's what I'm excited for. Bye, Ozzy. I'm sad, but I'll get over it.
He's had a good crack of the whip, hasn't he? It's not like he has. He's a spring chicken or anything. But it's been widely covered, this, and there's a lot of people who are sad about it and talking about it, how it is sad. It is sad because we all think that he's going to go on forever, don't we? But no, his age is showing now, I think. Slam Dunk have announced their bands. In fact, there's been a shitload of lineup announcements. So we'll probably crack on through them because there's quite a lot to go through, and we're going to give our opinions on all these different festivals. I think this must be the optimum time of the year for all the festivals to get their lineups out, or at least partially, because there's so many. We're going to start with Slam Dunk. Now, Paris or Pvris.
Wow, you went there.
I did. The Maine. Now then, Jxdn.
It's Jxdn. I'd look it up.
Is it?
It's Jxdn.
Now you better help me with this because I can't read this. Sueco.
I'd say Sueco. Sueco.
See, Escape the Fate. All right with that one. Landmvrks.
I knew it was coming. Things I laughed, but I knew it was. I laughed at that, but I knew it was coming. After the way you said Paris, I knew it was coming, but it still made me laugh.
Emma Rosa, Scene Queen, which is an interesting one. Youth Fountain, Teenage Bottle Rocket, Millie Manders, and The Shut Up.
The Shut Up, yes.
The
Great band.
Shut Up.
Yeah. You heard.
Higher Power, Zand, Lolo, and Tyne. Now, can I ask for your opinion on this lineup announcement, please?
You can.
So for me, go on, Lee. Go on.
No, I was introducing you then. That was like, you can, Eamon, go.
Okay, I'll go then. Sod you. So mine's quite quick. So it was already a stacked lineup for me. So there wasn't much in this announcement, but Millie Manders and the Shut Up are a fantastic band, and they're opening the main stage, which is fantastic. But it's put all the day, or not the day splits, it's one day, but it's put all the stage splits out, and it just looks like a stacked day now. So it's just really kind of been a lot of filler for me, but it's going to be a good time.
The Slam Dunk lineup was already very full anyway, wasn't it? So
yeah,
we've got the main acts at the top of the bill there, and I think we're filling out the bottom possibly.
Yeah, definitely.
Lee, I think you wanted to say something about the Slam Dunk announcement.
Yeah, then Eamon really interrupted me. I didn't let you go, prick. I'm quite excited by Landmvrks. They're sort of the same sort of the genre and the same sort of crowd as like.
You said it wrong.
I don't think I did, but okay. Landmvrks.
Yes.
Yeah, they sort of roll around the same sort of genre, the same sort of crowd as like Envision's type music, like sort of like deathcore. And
really?
Like a new metalcore type genre. Yeah, so I'm quite excited by them. I gave Scene Queen a bit of a listen before we went live, and interesting. The only way I can describe that, if you've never heard of it before, it's almost like a prog metal with Kesha. You know the artist Kesha?
Oh,
yeah.
I'm familiar with her name.
Her vocals are very Kesha-like, but it's got a bit of, as this particular song that went on I was listening to, I think it's called Pink G-String. As the song went on, it hit more of a sort of a prog metal type music. And yeah, I might have to dip my toe into that one. That sounded really wrong.
Dip your toe, Lee.
Wow.
Dip
Just
my toe
get
into that
permission
one.
first.
Yeah,
Get
consent.
Yeah.
Consent.
Rich.
Yes.
Do you have any thoughts?
I'm quite similar to Eamon on it. This is just more filler. If you know, Paris and Landmvrks would probably watch. The rest of it's not a massive announcement for me. But already a stacked card. They didn't need anything else in there. It was already a good enough lineup. So this is just bonus, isn't it?
It's a massive bonus. Because we're all going to Slam Dunk, aren't we? This year now. Lee and I are going down south, and Rich and Eamon are going up north. So we will cover that for you. It won't be because it's only a one-day festival. There won't be a lot, I guess, to cover because there isn't any camping, is there? There's no sort of survival guide, I don't think, that would be necessary for Slam Dunk. Is it two stages for Slam Dunk?
It's many stages, but two main stages, yeah.
Right, okay. I'm looking forward to it actually because I've never been to Slam Dunk before, and it looks excellent. So looking forward to see it. Bloodstock Festival show glimpse of Stan bobblehead. This is now what? Is it plastic? Do we think they've created this? I guess it's the mascot, isn't it?
Yeah. It's Stan the mascot. Yeah,
With the bobblehead.
I imagine it's kind of like a resiny kind of plasticky thing, isn't it? I think it's bloody great.
It's almost
Is
like a
it
Funko
merch?
Pop. It's almost like a Funko Pop,
Yes,
like
it
the
will be
bobblehead
merch.
Funkos. I love it. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Is that if you saw that on the merch stall, would you pick one up?
Maybe.
Possibly. I think they're also doing a plushy version, like a soft toy version as well. So it's kind of their rival of a download dog, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's and Stan is quite a big brand, and people have asked for Stan toys and bobbleheads and plushies before, so I can see it being a big hit. Metalheads.
I like the idea
Teddy.
of a plushie.
Yeah.
2000 Trees have announced their bands as well. This is very recent, actually. Does anybody want to take this? Read them all out in the style of your own making.
I mean, I'm happy to do that if you want.
Yeah, you go ahead.
So the new announcement, we've got Skindred, good band, great live band. Deaf Havana, again, good band. As Everything Unfolds, great band.
Yeah.
Chelsea Grin, the Bronx, Empire State Bastard.
Yeah, I like
Do we know who they are? Has anyone done research into them? Because they're yet to release any music. It's Simon Neil's new band of Biffy Clyro, and their debut gig is at Hellfest. So I'm very excited.
Really?
It's exciting, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how do you know about them if you haven't heard any of their music?
They announced their debut gig is going to be at Hellfest. That's it. And it's a bit of, I can't remember who else is in the band, but if Simon Neil is getting heavy enough to play Hellfest, then I'm all in.
All over it. Would you like me to carry on?
Yes, sorry, carry on.
Okay. Kid Kapichi, Meatwave. I can give you Meatwave if you want. We are marked as an over 18s podcast, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Adult. It's an adult podcast.
Oh, Christ. Lozeak.
Lozeak.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. The Xcerts, High Viz, and dozens more.
Oh, they're a good band. Doesn't
They are.
more, yeah.
Really
Really
I
good.
like the capitalisation of the name. Makes me think that they're metal as fuck.
Metal. Oh, yes, absolutely. So, yeah, I was quite intrigued about all this. I was looking at the lineup that came through and thinking, they always seem to smash it, don't they, at 2000 Trees?
Yeah, I think they have such a good lineup every single year, and again, this year's looks no different. And I think anybody who's going to Trees this year is going to have a ruddy good time.
Yes. Is that a Partridge reference?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Tan Gent have announced 21 new bands, including... Who's taking this one?
I'll go on them. Swans, Empire State Bastard again, Enslaved.
Oh, you said it in a
PETBRICK.
northern way.
Or Bastard. After watching Game of Thrones for so many years, there's only one way to say bastard. It's bastard.
I like it.
Because bastard just doesn't sound right.
No, don't.
Exactly. What'd I get up to? Enslaved, PETBRICK, A Burial at Sea, A-Tota-So, and many more.
Oh, can't wait to see many more. Really good band.
I've seen them a few times, yeah.
I've got to get down to our Tangent this year. I've got to get down there.
I'd love to.
Where
get
is it
down.
again? Remind me of where it is.
It's down Gloucestershire way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gloucestershire.
Like kind of south of Bristol.
Okay.
It's always the week after Bloodstock, which is always the killer for me. And it's so far away.
It is a long way. But
yeah,
who knows?
Is it? I guess it's a similar sort of size, is it, to 2000 Trees?
They're sort of like sister festivals. I think it's run by the same people. Conveniently, they're quite close together. I think Trees is in Cheltenham and Tan Gent, like you say, Gloucester. So they're almost like a partnership festivals. Plus, I think you can get tickets for both festivals in like one package as well, which I've always been tempted by. And I think Cheltenham and Gloucester, for me, it's only about an hour and a half away.
Rabid Fest have announced their bands. The 2-day indoor festival at the Bullingdon, not the Bullingdon Club,
Nope.
The Bullingdon in Oxford, throwback to one of our previous episodes there, in Oxford, have announced Ward 16. Oh, in fact, do you want to have a go at this one, Eamon?
Great band.
What, Mortishead? We've got Gutlocker. Oh, Gutlocker, what a band. Imperium, another great band. From Her Ashes. Draconian Rain. Never heard of them, but I have now. Tribe of Ghosts. And apparently also every year Rabid Fest choose a charity to donate proceeds to. What have we chosen this year? The Sophie Lancaster Foundation, of course.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, brilliant festival, brilliant cause by the looks of things. I've never been. I'd probably like to go. It's got a lot of a tickle to pickle.
It's round the corner for me. Nice. It's one that I should definitely... I was supposed to go in 2022, but didn't have any money to even get the money together for a cheap ticket. But it's literally round the corner for me. And with, like I say, with that lineup so far, it's looking like it's going to be a good year.
Are they going to tickle your pickle?
Just going to give a nod. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I see. They're going to make it nod. Okay, fine. Interesting.
Make it tweak. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah.
Wow.
That's how it nods. It just tweaks.
YNOT Festival have announced their lineup.
Yes, they have.
Now, there's some very interesting bands here. Paul Weller, Kasabian, and Royal Blood are headlining. I think this is amazing for YNOT Festival. I mean, I know that you've been, haven't you, Eamon?
Yeah, it's one of the ones I go to pretty much every year if I can. I have missed a few years, but yeah, it's a now independent festival. It's had a few years being non-independent and being owned by a major corporation, but it's back to being independent. So to get these names is fantastic. You know, they're kind of in the same family as festivals like Truck Festival, all that kind of stuff. It's all those kind of same cycle of bands, but yeah, the lineup's always fantastic, and there's always a reasonable amount of the heavier side of life as well. So, I mean, you've got the Wombats on there and James as well, which is great. But if you look, one of the bands they will book every year without fail for some reason, right down the bottom of the lineup here, you've got Raised by Owls, which which is, but they're not far off. They're about 3 bands above Mr. Motivator, and it's brilliant. They'll play the Sunday mid-afternoon in one of the tents, and in true Raised by Owls fashion, it's hilarious, and people get proper into it, and you see massive circle pits at what is essentially an indie festival for the most part. But yeah, the other big highlight for me is Mr. Motivator, because every Saturday morning, not every Saturday morning, there's one Saturday at the festival, but every year on the Saturday morning, I think it's 10:30 in the morning, there's a workout session on the main stage, which hundreds of people turn up for. And I love going down there with 2 pints in my hand and having a boogie. I'm doing a workout session, seriously. But yeah, I love the festival. I think it's got a great vibe to it. I always describe it as a mini Glastonbury.
It does look fun,
really
actually. It does look a lot of fun. It's something I'd like to experience. Where do they have that?
Yeah. So it's in Derbyshire. It's just outside Pikehall. So it's about half an hour from me. It's in the middle of absolutely fucking nowhere. Like, you've never seen a festival in the middle of nowhere at all. Behind the main stage, you can just see hills and mountains. It's a beautiful area. It gets a bit muddy.
It is beautiful around there.
But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
And it's a camping one, is it? You're allowed to... Is it? I guess it's like download the camping situation.
Yeah, it's camping and it's quite a cheap festival. Similar price to Bloodstock, probably I'd say. Just under the 200 quid
See,
mark.
I think that's really good.
But yeah, it's a really good festival.
Especially after our conversation the other week about the price of concert tickets. I think that 200 odd quid for a festival is and for the bands that you get and for the experience you're going to have, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's. I think it's why the little festivals are going to do better. I think this year more than any other festivals, because Download, for instance, yes, you've got Metallica twice, but it's over 300 quid for a few days, and it stretches people's budget. It's difficult. So support the independent festivals, guys. Good year to do it.
So Rock am Ring have announced the Foo Fighters in a European festival exclusive. So we did report on the Foo Fighters appearing at Boston Live, Boston Festival in America. But now they're coming to Europe to Rock am Ring. I'd love to see this. I would love to see this. It looks like a hell of a lineup as well.
It's a ludicrous lineup is what it is. And they've snagged them, Foo Fighters, as a festival exclusive for the entire of Europe, which is... There's a lot of money floating around there, let's put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, just look at some of these names. Incredible. Bring Me the Horizon, Bury Tomorrow. Do you know what? There's a lot of German ones here, which, Die Totenhosen. Die Totenhosen. We do have one or two listeners in Germany, so hello to you. Employed to Serve, Evanescence, FIFA 333, Finch, Five Finger Fistfuck.
Can you pronounce a band just next to Mantar for me, please, Neil?
Mantar. Oh, Maine Smooze. Many Moves. Meshuggah, Motionless in White, Snow Effects, Nothing But Thieves. Does this not look like an amazing festival?
Fucking fantastic lineup, isn't it? Yeah, but to be fair to Rock am Ring, they always tend to have a high ranking lineup, in my opinion. And I just, that'd be incredible.
To be honest, a lot of these could be headliners in their own right.
They could. There's some real big hitters on there. There really is. You could quite easily see some of these headline in UK festivals or close to headline in UK festivals. This is a stacked lineup. This is proper stacked.
Papa Roach, Limp Bizkit, Rise Against, Sum 41, Spirit Box, Tenacious D, Steel Panther, obviously, Yanaka. Wow, this is going to be... I don't know that much about Rock am Ring, to be honest. Is it I guess it's a few days of festival.
Yeah, it's 3 days, and it's similar to the Reading and Leeds kind of vibe. So there's Rock am Ring and Rockin' Park, which share the same lineup over the weekend. So it's two festivals in one, really. But yeah, it's a 3-day event.
Wow. Now, to go to this as a Brit would be quite a big deal, wouldn't it? You'd have to... obviously it's a different country where they speak a different language, so you'd be having to book flights, hotels, travel, and all of that sort of business. So it wouldn't be a little pissy thing like just going to Download every year. It's quite a big deal, this, for us, I think.
Yeah, it's quite a big task, but think there's a lot of companies that still do coach trips across there. Packages where you get your tickets and your coach travel from as far up as Glasgow and Edinburgh. Same with you for like Hellfest and stuff. So
just drive. Just get a camper and drive.
You could, couldn't you?
Yeah.
It'd be an adventure. I think the whole thing would be an adventure to go to Rock am Ring if you were going to drive.
Festpod European road trip.
Don't you think we would want a tour bus?
Yeah.
Obviously. A better one that they had to download at an RIP, though. We don't want that. We want a decent
one. Exactly. Yeah. And Lee can drive.
Yeah, if you want.
It's very similar to a Fiesta.
Yeah, there you go.
Not amused. Massive Wagons have added a VIP option to their tour, and it has ruffled a few feathers. I think at this point, we've been over this, where bands are keen to make money because it's very nice to play your music, and people have people enjoy it. But unless you're making money as a band, you're kind of stuck, aren't you? Really, you can't do much. So they have.
You're a business, aren't you? You're a business at the end of the day.
Facebook hosted this message from Massive Wagons on their page. The Grand Package ticket upgrade available now. UK Tour News, our brand new for 2023 Grand Package ticket upgrade gets you into the venue early for a 90-minute pre-show experience where you can watch sound check, get a guided tour of the stage with band and crew members, Q&A session, and a personal photo opportunity with the band. All in all, the perfect way to usher in the evening's noise. Your exclusive VIP tour laminate with MW lanyard means you can jump the queue for doors and get to the barrier. The merch desk will be open so you can get first dibs and use your complimentary tour tote bag to carry the swag. Neat. Upgrade numbers are very limited. Find them, price, and more info at the link below, etc. So I think it's quite a good option. But some of the comments were not quite as happy. Some complaining that unfortunately they would not be able to afford this. Going on from our conversation the other time about what people pay for gigs and how much concerts cost these days. But it's an option. You don't have to have this. It's not like they're taking away regular tickets. You can still go to the Massive Wagons gig, have a great time without doing this option. And so I think that people are just unhappy because they're skint. And they don't like the idea of people making this kind of money. But what the hell else are they going to do?
Yeah,
it's supply and demand, isn't it?
Yeah. The other issue is Massive Wagons are friendly people, so people have got this for free for so long. That's the other issue, because they're just nice people. So... yeah, I suppose it's a shock when people are having to pay to meet the band. I mean, they'll still be hanging around the stage doors afterwards 9 times out of 10. It's not like a separate thing. But yeah, I think it's a good idea. Get that bit of extra money in. We know venues take cuts of merch. So,
and if Massive Wagons is your band, you want to meet them, you want to have this experience with them, and you will pay.
Yeah, I mean that's the point, isn't it? If you'd only put this kind of package together if people are willing to pay for it.
There's somebody here saying, this is such a shame you're charging for your fans to meet you. I
wasn't aware that being in a band kind of gave everybody the God-given right to meet you. I mean, yeah. I get the whole public life thing, celebrity thing, and you have there's some expectation there that you're going to be in the public eye and people are going to want to speak to you, but there's no God-given right.
There's one here that says, I wonder if you could continue to tour solely on the proceeds from those queue-jumping VIPs, because if all the rest of us were mere ordinary fans, choose to vote with their feet, as I will, and stop buying your tickets because of this, you won't be touring much in the future. Oh, squish, squish, very sad. Why don't you just enjoy the band? And, it's not like they're asking £1 million for this. Just cool your beans.
Yeah. Swat.
Gojira, Mastodon, and Lorna Shore have announced a Mega Monsters US tour.
I was really hoping we wouldn't talk about it because it's one of these tours that America's got that we won't. And, Gojira are over here in a few weeks' time with alien weaponry, but I'd much rather Gojira, Mastodon, and Lorna Shore. It's just an incredible lineup. I mean, you won't come away with any eardrums or, your neck's going to be fucking snapped, but it's that I'd pay a lot of money for that.
This does look incredible, doesn't it? Lee, are you not bothered about this?
I am. I'm sorry. I'm silently listening in to obviously all your opinions, but as you said, this looks absolutely awesome. Gojira are one of my favorite bands. Mastodon I've always liked as well. Lorna Shore are something absolutely. They've burst onto the metal scene in the last year or so, and this would be absolutely an epic tour. I'm praying that Gojira turn up at Download, especially on the Saturday. Obviously that's the day that I want to go. So I'll keep my fingers crossed, but that does look like a hell of a tour. And like Eamon said, it's annoying that it's one of those tours that the Americans get that again, over in the UK, we would love to have, because that's just an insane lineup.
It says, teaming up for what promises to be an unforgettable jaunt of epic proportions. Iconic Grammy Award-winning heavy rock band Mastodon will join forces with the Grammy Award-nominated French heavy metal luminaries Gojira for the Mega Monsters Tour. A massive co-headline tour across North America in 2023, along with special guests Lorna Shore on all dates. Wow. Thought you were off then.
Almost.
We've not talked about Envisions enough, so he's going.
I had to put the flag back up. Now that you've mentioned it, yeah, I had to put the flag back up. He fell down. I didn't bring it up this week. Well done to me.
If we're being really picky, when you were talking about Landmvrks during Slam Dunk, none of us mentioned it, but you did say they were very Envisions-y.
I suppose, yeah, the soundboard that Neil's got sat there that didn't do the little tune, did you? So
No, I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to overuse it. Fall Out Boy have a new album. So Much for Stardust, out on the 24th of March. There's also 2 singles. Love from the Other Side and Heartbreak Feels So Good is out now. Guitars and fun music videos are back, is what it says here. I think
you'll find they are my detailed notes for the show. Which is really helpful. They're my detailed notes. But yeah, if you're a fan of old school Fall Out Boy, you're going to be very happy. The guitars are back. They never really left, but they got replaced by a lot of synths instead. But guitars are back. It's old school pop punk, and the music videos. Do you remember music videos used to have like a story to them, special guests? Like, spoiler alert, they kidnapped Rivers Cuomo from Weezer in one of them, but they've just taken things right back. I mean, I don't know why they've done good music videos, because when's the last time you just stumbled across a music video? But it's it's just incredible, to have them back properly, because we saw them live last year and they were really good. And I've loved everything they've put out for a while, but nothing beats proper guitar-based pop punk, in my opinion.
So, have you pre-ordered this album then?
I'm not made of money. But
no, you're spending it all on gigs, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. I probably will do.
And there's some singles out as well. Have you heard the singles?
They are very, very good. Love from the Other Side was the first one out, and it's got such an old school feel to it. And then Heartbreak Feels So Good is a very funny music video. They're both good music videos, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Cool. Is it the kind of band you'd actually go and see?
Have been to see.
Have you?
Been to see them on our own shows a couple of times. I saw them way back at Leeds. First time I saw them was back in Leeds Festival 2005 or 6.
Wow.
But yeah, I've been to see them at arena shows a couple of times. Some at Download, but yeah, they played Download. That was a good time. And then, yeah, we'll probably go see them on the next tour. I mean, they've just announced a tour with Bring Me the Horizon in America, which is a massively big tour, which, again, I don't want to talk about because I'll get sad. So I think Yeah, fingers crossed after like festival season they might come across for an arena tour, I would suspect.
Yeah. As Everything Unfolds have a new single out called Ultraviolet. Now we cross live to Bicester to Lee, who has all the details.
It's really, really, really good. That's all I need to say.
See, how did I know it was you that put this one in this?
It wasn't me. It wasn't me, actually.
Wasn't it?
I was quite surprised. I am as surprised as you are to see that on there. I looked at the script, I think it was last week, and I saw it. I thought, fuck, I've got to listen to it.
Oh, of course, you're off social media, aren't you? I forgot completely about it.
Yeah. But obviously read the scripts, and then I had to look through it and listen to the song. It's so good. The opening part of the track, it reminds me of very much of like a new metal sort of era, like the late 90s, 2000s, with the sort of like record scratch. It almost sounds like a record scratch at the beginning. I've probably got that completely wrong, but it sounds very techy. I loved it. The chorus, brilliant. Honestly, I've listened to the first 3 tracks from the new album that's supposed to be coming out soon, and I'm very excited by the full album. They've done really, really well. One of my main stickers.
How many albums have they had so far?
This could be their first. I'm just double checking that, or their first big studio album. I'm just gonna double check and make sure I'm not lying. No, sorry, they brought one out in 2021 with Within Each Lies the Other, which is most of the tracks they played at Download, which is a very good album.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. But
It was, fantastic.
They've not wasted time getting this new record out, actually. Like, obviously, they've released a few singles from the new album, which it looks like. But yeah, 2-year gap for a new album. It's pretty good. They've obviously picked up a lot of steam, and not just from me talking about them on the podcast.
Imagine if you were the driving force of their career.
I mean,
on Festpod.
I mean, I'm from High Wycombe. They're from High Wycombe. It makes sense. I mean, I think that my biggest peeve about this band is when I hear her sing, it's such a Wycombe accent. It's such a High Wycombe way of speaking.
Oh, really?
I don't know, like, you won't notice it. We're obviously talking to me because you think, oh, I'm from down south. We've all got the same accent.
Down south. Yeah.
But it's the same how I look at the north. Like, you all sound so similar to me. But if you went to like Burnley, Blackburn and Bolton, all 3 towns have all got 3 different accents. And it's the same down here. Like, the same here.
Really?
Like the Wycombe accent to me stands out so much. It's insane.
Oh.
Yeah. No,
give me a classic example of a word in a Wycombe accent.
No, because it's just going to sound the same to you. I'm going to have to force it.
No, I'm interested.
So the Wycombe accent it's a mixture between country and Cockney, which is really, really annoying because every time you speak to someone from any other part of the country, you are a Cockney or you're from London, and everyone I've spoken to in Wycombe hates the comparison. We don't like being compared to being from London.
Really?
But because Wycombe, like Buckinghamshire, Oxfordshire, those sort of areas, we're countryside. So there's sometimes we'll colour R's and all that. It's a weird.
Oh, I never noticed that.
It's a weird mixture of an accent.
I did never notice you do that, even though you've lived down in Devon.
Devon.
I've never noticed you do that with your R's.
Yeah, no,
I've only noticed Dave do it.
I don't even notice when Dave does it.
Don't you notice it?
No, I've stopped noticing it.
Oh my God. Right, okay, well, we can leave that there with the accents and everything. I would just want to point out as well that the other day I heard Rich sound a bit Welsh.
I mean, it's not beyond the realms of possibility that that's true.
Because I don't think you sound very Welsh, but there's the odd word here and there that I hear. It sounds a bit Welsh.
If I have a couple of drinks and I get onto one of my rants or rambles, as I quite often do, as Eamon will attest to, it comes out more. and that kind of that North Wales twang's there. Because I'm really happy that I haven't got a Wrexham accent because I fucking hate the Wrexham accent. People say it sounds Scouse, but it doesn't because I love the Scouse accent. But it's like a really kind of it's horrible. I'm just glad that I haven't got the Wrexham accent.
It's weird that you say Scouse because one of the first times I worked in Stoke-on-Trent, I thought I met a Scouser. But no, it was a local with a Stoke accent.
Yeah. Very, very similar accent.
It's so weird because it's like someone with, imagine meeting a Scouser with quite a light Scouse accent. That's right, isn't it, Eamon? Because you lived near there.
Yeah, the Stoke accent's basically a Scouser that smoked 60 cigarettes a day. It's pretty much.
Yeah. Fun with accents. Brixton Academy has been in the news a lot lately. The closure has forced bands like Beartooth, I Prevail, and Lamb of God to upgrade to a slightly bigger venue, Wembley Arena.
That's insane. I mean, that is just a huge jump in capacity. I imagine the ticket price is probably still the same, but that's incredible because I mean, I know Brixton's not massive, but it's not small either. But Wembley is huge, so it's amazing how. I know we can't do Brixton, so we'll put them in the next best thing, Wembley. That's insane. Unless it was the only venue available.
I think it's a case of that. A lot have gone into, I think the Apollo and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I mean, the Lamb of God tour with Creators as main support is probably at stretch an arena tour, like a small arena tour anyway. That one's not too much of a stretch, I don't think, at like a half arena setup. But when you've got a band like Beartooth, who have barely touched the surface over here, I mean, they're incredible, but Beartooth and I Prevail have barely touched the surface. They're both on sold out tours, but yeah, even at a half arena setup, is it what? It might be close to Brixton at half arena maybe, but that's if you shift seating tickets as well, which I imagine they're probably not opening the seats, but... So okay, I'm presuming they're going to be.
I must have got that wrong then, because obviously me just going ahead with it, I thought you meant that they'd open up the whole arena to the bands, but it's 12,000. That's still quite a lot. I mean, how Brixton's not near that, is it? It's like Brixton, like 5,000.
Brixton's about 5,000. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Nothing's been really confirmed as to whether things are full venue or not, but even so, like. The stage is bigger than Brixton. The sound is bigger than Brixton. The lights are big. The whole production's bigger than Brixton, even at half-mast. But it's... yeah.
So are they still keeping the prices the same? Are you paying Academy prices for a Wembley Arena gig?
I believe they're the same price, yeah. I mean, it's hard to tell because a lot of these tours, so the Lamb of God tour sold out, like, decades ago, so it's hard. It's hard to tell if they have or not. But I imagine there'll be a few more booking fees, but it's not going to be much more because they've got to sell the tickets.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to know how Wembley Arena are dealing with the promoters. Have they done it as a favour? Have they had to take an extra charge? You know, it's. I don't know how this works. It's a bit more of a proposition, isn't it? Wembley Arena than Brixton Academy. I mean, it's a whole different animal. So I'd imagine they've must have worked something out because you know if you're paying, I don't know how much they cost, but let's say you're paying 40 quid. I don't know. I mean, because if you're talking Brixton Academy, Lee, didn't you say £55, something like that Placebo wanted?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Placebo were after about.
Because I'd say we're talking arena prices at £55, actually.
I'm just on Ticketmaster now, and Lamb of God are selling seated tickets for Wembley Arena. It looks like the full arena as well. Well, maybe not actually, but £41.85 each. I say it looks like the full arena. These seats are at the back of the arena, but the stage is showing.
That's still decent. That's great. Yeah. Wembley Arena prices. Wow.
40 quid for a seated ticket for Lamb of God and Creator.
Pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Pretty decent.
You going?
It's getting to London. That's the issue. I'd love to go to that, but it's a Tuesday. And
is it?
Yeah, I'm a poor working man.
Yes.
Thanks, Tories.
Yes, exactly. Rich, could we tempt you?
I'm more than tempted. More than tempted to go and see Lamb of God and Creator, but just again, it's a long way, isn't it? Weekday, but I think 40 quid, Wembley Arena, it's a bloody bargain, isn't it?
Yeah, if you lived in the area and you were interested, you'd definitely go to this, wouldn't you?
Oh, well, I'd be all over it.
Evanescence have announced a Fallen theme makeup palette, and now you too can look like a millennial goth icon, which is something we've all wanted when staring into the mirror, is to look like
Millie.
Yes, exactly.
Do we actually get to turn into Millie? Because I could probably amuse myself for a couple of hours.
I would imagine it's like a sort of cosplay effort. But with a good imagination, you might get yourself there. The story here from Louder Sound or Metal Hammer, depending on which part of the website you look at. New metal has been blazing a comeback trail over the past couple of years, but 2023 looks like the point where the resurgence really comes into its own. Following the news earlier this week that Korn have teamed up with cosmetics company HipDot to produce a makeup palette based on their seminal 1998 album, Follow the Leader. Sorry, I'm just thinking about Lee. Lee, would you, are you going for this? Would you do yourself up, as in the 1998 album, Follow the Leader? I'm trying to imagine you in makeup, to be honest.
Two things. When I first saw this, I thought, well, I already dyed my hair for download. I already pierced my ears. Maybe makeup is my next step into my downward spiral.
Okay, yeah.
I've just thought Korn have teamed up with cosmetic companies HipDot to produce makeup palette based on that. I'm so confused. This is the first time I'm hearing of it, to be fair. So I kind of find this weird. It's something I would never imagine. I only say weird because I just never would imagine them doing anything like this. In the same breath, it's something weird. It's something strange that Jonathan would do. I mean, he released a whole line of dog toys and stuff at the back end of last year.
He seems to be getting into with this whole corporate sort of thing, doesn't he? Of monetizing the look and the brand.
But I mean, hey, if you've got a link, guys, for the Follow the Leader makeup stuff, then yeah, why not?
Do you know what? If you do this, I think we need to see this on the show. I think I need to see you sat there covered in makeup, please.
The last time I put makeup on was for a Monomath in 2017 at Bloodstock. I went full Viking and and had some eyeliner on. That was the only time I've ever worn makeup. And I tell you what, whilst obviously the wife was not intending to, I don't know how anybody would want to put on eyeliner. It's like it's fucking being stabbed in the eye in stroking fashion. It was not comfortable. I feel for the people that like wearing makeup, that I just feel like the effort and the pain that you're going through. Fair play.
Did you apply it yourself?
No, the wife did it. I don't know how to apply bloody eyeliner. It's never something I've ever needed or wanted to do.
Oh, okay.
Until 2017. And I said, I'm not going to be able to do it. Could you do it for me? And yeah, it's someone who's never put
Have to
makeup
get this
on
pack,
before.
get the practice in.
Yeah, well, again, I've got a corn themed palette coming my way. So yeah, I mean, I'll definitely have some practice.
So Evanescence have announced their own collaboration with Hipdot to celebrate the 20th anniversary of their debut album, Fallen. So I think this is fun. I like this. I'm probably up for dressing up and doing things like this a bit more than the average. And who knows, maybe I'll get it and come on and appear dressed like a millennial goth icon. Because I'm a millennial, so I'm halfway there. I'm not a goth or an icon, but with the makeup, perhaps I could get there. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm up for it. I'm more than up for it.
I think you should. I think we all should. Why don't we all just come dressed as our favourite millennial goth icons?
Honestly, let's do it.
Yes.
What are they charging for these things?
Do you know, it doesn't actually say.
Oh, that's never a good sign, is it?
No. No. Well, it's a makeup palette, but it's from a band, isn't it? So who knows? Who knows? Perhaps they'll have it on their merch stalls. Panic at the Disco have split up, according to a statement from Brendan Urie. In fairness, I'm not that disappointed. They had one track which I liked. So,
I mean, he says split up. The original members left fucking years ago. It's been his solo project. I don't know why it's a big thing and everyone's getting upset by it. He just doesn't want to do Panic at the Disco anymore.
It's a big thing because it's Brendan Urie. He's the centre of attention. So, I used to like Panic, but I very quickly went off them as I grew up.
Yeah, I can't. I have tried. I've tried to get into them. I did listen, and the one track that got me interested was the one the single one that is played on Radio X, the single track, the Panic in the Disco track that makes it onto their playlist. I thought, oh, this is all right. Listen to the album that it comes from, and the rest of the album is fuck all like that track.
Yep.
It's so disappointing. Why do people do that?
I don't know, because it happens with a lot of bands nowadays, especially bands that are, for lack of a better word, in the mainstream. And bands that previously were quite consistent, because Panic were quite consistent back in the day. I did like them, I'm not going to lie, I did like them, but the last kind of, well, what year in 2023? Probably 10 years, 7 to 10 years worth of output from that project is drivel. In my eyes, apart from the occasional song. But yeah, I've got no interest.
Lovely use of the word drivel there from Eamon.
Yeah.
It's not a word you hear very often. Yeah, I can't say I'm sad about this particularly, but there we are. Oh, here we are. He says, the vocalist shared a written post on his Instagram revealing that he's expecting his first child with his wife, Sarah, and his journey into fatherhood will mark the end of the band he formed in Las Vegas in 2004? Has it been that long? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Makes you feel old, doesn't it?
Yeah. And all that we can say as he stops the project is drivel.
Drivel. Panic at the Drivel.
Are you crying there, Lee? Are you upset about this?
Do you know what? I stuck it in because I thought I'd got a few, as they're called now these days, that the elder emos would be a bit upset. No. Again, like you said, there's one song that I would recognise. There's one song that's okay. I mean, if it comes on in the doghouse and I'm very drunk, I might have a boogie to it, but other than that, exactly like that, Rich. I just no, it's no skin off my nose at all. No. Drivel.
No, it's a shame, really, isn't it? Because I think that I'm just disappointed that it wasn't better as an act. Because I feel like there was a potential there in that song that I liked.
Yeah, I had high hopes.
Yeah. Did you ever, as a kid, hear a song on the radio and think, oh, that's fucking amazing? And then you went to go and get the album, and then the album was fucking shit. And you thought, oh, God, what am I going to do? And so you tried to take the CD back, and the fucking shop didn't want to take it, did they? They didn't want to take it. So what? You had to come up with a good lie or some sort of story to get the shop to accept the CD back. Now, I came up with quite a few as a kid. I said, oh, I bought the wrong one. Or, oh, it's jumping. It jumps on this track. But they always looked to me with a bit of suspicion. You just don't like this album, Neil. We just don't want to play it and keep it. Did you come up with any interesting lies to return any music?
Can I just ask, how many times did you do this if you knew the shopkeeper by name and he knew that you were clearly lying about it? Was this like a daily thing, a weekly thing, a monthly thing?
I spent a lot of time in HMV. Yeah. And do you know what? I even tried the trick because right. Back in the 90s, before you were born, Lee, back in the 90s.
Oh, no, so I'm biting at that. So I was born in 1990.
There were 2 HMVs on Market Street in Manchester. Music was big, what can I say? 2 separate HMV stores, one at the top of the street, one at the bottom. So I had bought I can't remember what it was. I'd bought a CD from the top end in the big store and thought, oh, it might be easier if I go to the little store and return it there. It's the same shop. They should still take it. And tried it. And he says to me, you didn't buy it from this store, did you? No, I bought it from the one up there. Well, why didn't you return it to them then? Oh, because this one was closer. And you could see he wasn't really buying it. He wasn't really buying anything I'd got to sell. So it was always awkward, but I just don't want to tolerate having to spend 15 quid for a crap album for the one song that I like.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Rightfully so. I don't think I ever had that experience. I don't think I ever had to. But the only time I would have wanted to, and I remember being vitally disappointed, and I'm going to lose metal credits here. I went to bought the single Freak Me by Another Level.
Wow.
Which was a proper belter. Love that. I'm fairly certain.
Can you sing a few lines for us?
No.
Is it the one that goes something like I wanna lick you up and down?
That's the one.
Is that the one?
That's
the
one.
Get that right.
That's a tune.
That's the one. That's the one.
So you bought
Dave
that?
Bowers and crew. I bought that, and now I'm not certain if the next single, Be Alone No More, came out before or after the album release, but I remember there was those 2 songs, and I'm sure there was more than 10 songs on the album, and it was utter crap.
Oh.
And I remember I think I gave it to my brother for Christmas, but I'm not certain.
Have that. You'll enjoy this.
Just take it away. I never resorted to conning shopkeepers.
This can't just be me.
I'm sure it's not.
You've never returned a CD album?
No,
Not because I didn't like
can't
it.
say I have. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I perhaps am maybe 1 or 2 years older and was into music maybe 1 or 2 years earlier, and had the experience of early 90s music being really shit. More shit than perhaps it got towards the end of the 90s.
You're just looking for excuses now.
Yeah. Is your middle name Karen?
Karen?
I'm not going to explain this one.
Anyway. Oh, now then.
Did I take it you taped them all first before you'd return them.
This did happen once with a Tony Braxton CD.
Wow.
Oh, yes, I was into pop music as a child. Anyway, now, there's this interesting story next that I don't think that anybody saw coming. Dolly Parton is to record an album with Slipknot. Now, can you imagine?
I'm just going to rip my patch off my jacket. Hang on.
I don't know how this came about. I don't know what. I mean, it's a hell of an image to see her stood in front of them all, in a big, red dress with a cleavage on show, and then all stood behind them in masks. And
I mean, to be fair, they all wear rubber masks and plastic and latex, and half of their body's probably made up of similar items. So I think actually this is a good shoe-in for Slipknot.
She fits in, doesn't she?
Yeah.
This is
country
real.
superstar.
Hang on a minute.
It's in Madhouse magazine, the comedy magazine.
Comedy magazine,
it's
right? No,
satire.
okay, fair.
It's satire.
Yeah, I was going to fuck it. I looked at the first few lines of that article and thought they've recorded there's a Pulse of the Maggots, Jolene, 9 to 5, and I just thought, for fuck's sake, this isn't real. But
yeah,
This
I
is
saw
done
this
around
and I
so
thought this
many
has got to go in.
times.
This has got to go in. He says, this is, Madhouse magazine, country superstar, legend, and international treasure Dolly Parton has announced that she's currently in the studio with heavy metal band Slipknot. They are writing and recording songs together that will appear on Slipknot's new album due out later this year. We recorded new metal versions of my songs, Jolene and 9 to 5, said Dolly. Then we recorded new versions of the Slipknot songs, Wait and Bleed and Pulse of the Maggots. They're such nice boys, and I had such fun writing and recording with them. They're very talented. I just love them. They're my new favorite band.
I'm going to regret this, but Jolene.
I mean,
Ow.
it works.
That's
There's got to
great.
be a metal version out there, right, of Jolene and 9 to 5, surely. They've got to
Oh, no.
I hope so. And if not, we need to record one.
Lastly, our last story today is from our listener, Andy Tuner Groves, who has had he's had a delivery. He's had a delivery from Download. He's had a package through. So Andy received a watch with the new Download 20 logo on it. It has, and on the clock face, it's got a picture of the Download logo. I don't actually remember seeing this because we did take a look at the Christmas. There was a Christmas catalogue, wasn't there, for Download? Yeah. And there was a watch. Maybe there wasn't a watch, but clearly he's got these from somewhere. I don't know, because I didn't see this. Did you see this?
No, I must have snuck past me, but it must have been a limited edition or something, but it looks snazzy.
Snazzy as fuck. Yes, you're right. Would you go for this? Would you have this?
I'm not a watch guy, but I could be swayed.
Yeah. If they had this in, like, the merch stall, would you be looking at this?
After a few drinks, I'd probably buy one, not gonna lie.
Would you really?
I'm reckless with money, and it's quite Download especially, because I've gone for so long. I've got everything has got Download written on.
Yeah.
I've not got a watch, so yeah, I would. Yeah.
What do you reckon, Lee?
as someone who used to make watches,
Did you?
I used to work for a watch company.
Fucking hell, Lee.
Yeah, so the outside edge. So I'm pointing at the screens if you can see me. So the outside edge, it's called a bezel. Yeah, I used to make those in CNC machines.
Oh wow!
It's it's all right. Yeah, it's got that. I imagine this will be something that will be sold at Download this year. Obviously, with the 20 on it, and maybe you have to ask him how he got him.
Oh, because it's a special anniversary. Oh, that's why I never thought.
You have to ask him how he got hold of it because, because like you guys said, I didn't see it on any merch. So I didn't see it advertised at all. Maybe he's just a special one.
Maybe. Can we see this on your wrist, Rich?
I mean, does it have a quality Swiss movement? And I used to love wearing watches. When I wear a watch now, it is an Apple Watch, and I kind of rely on that a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm probably the same as Eamon, I'd probably say no, but if I was inebriated and drunk, and me and Eamon are at the merch stall together especially, then we'd probably end up paying about 200 quid for a watch that's probably worth about £5.
Do you know, you make a good point there, Rich, actually, because I'm sure you could get that logo, the Download 20 purple and white logo, and just stick that on your Apple Watch and have the same effect for basically the price of an Apple Watch. So yeah, I don't think I mean, you can't get them anyway. Obviously, they've sold out because, I mean, who saw it? Who saw it for sale? I didn't. But yeah, Andy.
I mean, considering we went through the merch shop as well online
in detail. Yeah. So well done, Andy, for getting that. It might be worth a few quid in a few years. Actually, that.
Sell it to Eamon at the merch stall.
Yes, look for Eamon. He'll
Find
be
me
covered head to toe in
on day
merch.
3.
Yes. So that covers all of our news. And next, let's find out what gigs you can go to in our guide. So now it's time to have a look at our gig reviews. We have been out and about. I particularly went to Birmingham, as I mentioned one or two times in the programme, and I went to go and see Sleep Token, where I got this fabulous piece of merch, which is very figure-hugging, as I'm sure you've noticed. And the first act to come on was North Lane, the Australian band who I thought, I've never seen them before, actually, I don't think. And I'm trying to think whether I've ever seen them Download. I must have done, but I can't recall it. And they were good. They were good. I mean, it's not particularly a band I'm going to follow, but I enjoyed their performance. But the thing is that it was a sold-out gig for Sleep Token, and that's who obviously all of us were all waiting for. And it was a very wild crowd. It was packed in there, 3,000 people. And I would have liked to move about a bit, but I was like a sausage in a packet. You see, like this. Could not move. It was amazing. They did some of their new tracks. They did the ones that we all know from This Place Will Become Your Tomb, their album that's out at the moment. And they're teasing, I think, a new album because they've got 4 tracks out now. From the upcoming album, which we assume is coming. Don't know when that is. They haven't actually announced it. They don't speak during the tracks. They don't speak to the audience at all. But it's quite. I mean, you're encapsulated, and it's quite. It's to watch a Sleep Token gig if you're really into them, and you really love the music. It can grab hold of you. It really, and to see it live, it's because some bands are not great live, and they don't make the most of it. But Sleep Token really do. Now, I don't know if you know, all the band members have numbers, apart from Vessel the singer, and then you've got 2, who's the drummer. You've got 3, the bassist, and 4, the guitarist, and then you've got the choir stood again like sausages, stood at the back. And 3, the bassist, was doing lots of high kicks during his bits, dancing about in his Nike shoes, I noticed. Just really, I'm not sure about, because I've never been to the Academy before, actually. It's the Academy in Birmingham that they were playing at. And I'm not sure if I was standing in a funny place, but for me, it could have been louder. I would have enjoyed it being louder. But I mean, I guess there's some, there's regulations about how loud a gig can be. And two, I might have been standing in a place that was a bit more muffled but I don't know if you know the place. There's a second tier. And I was standing sort of near to the underneath of one of these tiers. And I'm not sure if that was a great place acoustically to stand, because I doubt that they, think about the sound reaching all these far places underneath, hidden away and stuff. It could have been a more clear sound for me. I think that's more venue related than actual gig. I thought Sleep Token were fantastic. I enjoyed every second of it, and would happily go and watch them again. I think they're fantastic. It's the first time I've actually been to one of their gigs. Well, it was one of their gigs. I've seen them twice at Download, but to see them do their own stuff, about an hour and a half of Sleep Token, was exciting. And they were playing their new stuff, and I'm thinking, I don't know this one. Don't know that. What's that? Is this the new one? I'm trying to place it because, it's, you hear stuff and you think, anyway. So amazing new tracks. Go and see them if you can. I think they've just finished a run of dates, but they inevitably will be touring again because they love to tour. So go and have a look. Eamon, you've been out and about, haven't you?
I have been out and about. I've not been quite as far afield as you, Neil. I've been very close by in the big smoke we call Stoke-on-Trent.
Oh, yes.
We were lucky enough, I think I mentioned on the last podcast, lucky enough to get 2 excellent gigs coming our way in the last week. The first of which was Holding Absence and Void of Vision. They were playing in the Sugar Mill. Now, the first time I saw Holding Absence at the Sugar Mill was the day Chester Bennington died back in, was that 2017 or 2018?
Oh my God.
And it was about 5 years ago, and there was 20 people there watching Holding Absence at that point.
20?
Yeah, there was no more. There was about 40 people in there for the band before, but this time around, it was pretty much a sold-out venue. And it was just something quite nice to see because, they've gone from the kind of dregs to selling out a 400 cap venue in a very short space of time. And I think part of it was helped by bringing Void of Vision as well. So for anyone who doesn't know the history between Void of Vision and Holding Absence, Void of Vision are an Australian metalcore band. So when Void of Vision had a tour around Australia, they were big fans of Holding Absence, so invited them across to Australia to come and support on their tour. Yeah, so Holding Absence repaid the favour this time round to drag them out on their 20-date long tour that they're just coming to the end of now. And Holding Absence has absolutely smashed it, as did Void of Vision. Void of Vision are going to go just on the up from here in the UK, I think. I think it's their 4th time across. It'd be good to see them at some... My voice is gone, apparently. That's from all the singing. But it'd be good to see them come across and do a few more festivals, I think. And, of course, Holding Absence was just another level. And you're not going to see them in venues that small again. They'll be academy size after this, I think. So that was kind of gig 1 we had.
They give a really energetic performance, don't they? I mean, just looking at some of your videos on social media, they were really...
They really go for it. And Lucas, there was a drinking game, actually, that a lot of the fans, the hardcore fans, had for this tour. They... basically, every time Lucas did a high kick or a spin kick of some form, people had to take a shot. And if you did that, you'd be hammered within 2 songs of the set. Like, it's just ludicrous. But yeah, really, really high energy. Really, really high energy. And equally as high energy was 2 nights later in the Victoria Hall in Stoke. And that was with Frank Turner and the Sleeping Souls, supported by the Lottery Winners. And just touching on the Lottery Winners as a support band, they are more indie pop than Frank Turner ever has been. But they are one of the best indie pop bands you will find out there at the minute. Especially live, the frontman is just one of the funniest, friendliest people you've ever met. It's basically a stand-up comedy gig at the same time. It's just dead good, without it being cheesy as well. But yeah, they play some really good indie pop, and they've got a new album coming out in a few months, which they want to get to number 1. And, they've supported the likes of Tom Jones on tour in stadiums recently, and I think they could probably do it. They do have a massive amount of support, so they're one to watch out for. And then Frank Turner needs nothing really saying about him. He's a proper showman, got an old school hardcore punk rock vibe. He came on stage, rattled through close to 30 songs in an hour and a half.
Wow.
And yeah, and it, you have the usual solo stop in the middle for a few songs. It's just Frank Turner. I'll say it again. He epitomizes live music for me.
Does he?
Yes, he does. I've never mentioned that before.
No.
But I think it's just a mixture of the sing-along anthems. Like every song is a sing-along, and every song you can dance to, mosh to, do whatever you like to. And I think that just really makes it very, very special evening whenever you see him. So, yeah, that was my week, and I've got a very bad throat as a result.
Nice. Okay. Well, next we are going to look at the events that are happening in the next couple of months in our gig guide.
I've got a beautiful tour that I'm not sure we've talked about, surprisingly. But Bloodywood are in the UK in March. They're doing a few dates, not masses, about 6 or 7. They're going to Brighton, Milton Keynes, Glasgow, Manchester, Bristol, Camden. That's London, by the way, and Birmingham. So they are going all over the shop, so there's a chance to get them. And ticket prices are quite cheap because they're still relatively unknown over here. But I'm hoping to get to one of the dates because Bloodywood destroyed Bloodstock last year. I absolutely ripped it apart. So to see them in a small venue whilst you got the chance, because I think they're just going to go from strength to strength in the UK. I think it's going to be pretty special.
So whereabouts are they playing?
So they are doing Brighton, Milton Keynes, Glasgow, Manchester, Bristol, Camden in London, and Birmingham.
Birmingham.
During the last week of March. And you can get tickets for about 15 quid probably, so for most venues.
Wow.
Gojira are scheduled to do their tour that was cancelled. Beginning of last year, if I remember correctly. They are playing in several venues around the UK. They are touring with Alien Weaponry and Employed to Serve, so that's a quality lineup for support. They are in Newcastle, Cardiff, Manchester, Nottingham, and Ali Pali in London, which is spread throughout the second week of February. I would highly recommend it. If I had the spare cash, I'd be going. And a second one I've got here as well is Dream Theater, a band I missed in 2019 because I went home early, as I do. Again,
You do, don't you?
I do, and it's one thing that really irritates me in hindsight, but at the time I just think it just sounds like a good idea. But yeah, they are playing in Manchester, Birmingham, Glasgow, and London again during the second week of February. I'd recommend getting tickets for that as well. They are a quality band. You might only hear about 3 songs during an hour and a half set because their songs are fucking long. If you think Opeth songs are long, Dream Theater about twice the length.
Bullet for Valentine. They're playing 6 dates end of February, beginning of March, starting on Tuesday the 28th of February in Bristol, the O2 Academy, before moving up north to Liverpool and Mountford Hall. That's on the 1st of March, and then Friday the 3rd in Newcastle at the O2 City Hall. Monday the 6th of March in the O2 Academy in Leeds. The 7th of March, Birmingham O2 Academy. And finishes off on the 8th of March at the O2 Guildhall in Southampton. And also on the bill with them is Atreyu and Ginger. So that's pretty good little night out of that, if you ask me.
And in early March, we have Pigs. on tour, who I was listening to fairly recently, and I just think they're great. Not just because they've got a great name, but I like the tunes. So they have now looking at this, there isn't very much on actually. They've got a gig in Leicester in March. Then they've got another one in September, and then one more in October. Now, there must be more, but I'm not sure why exactly they have listed it like this. But anyway, Kulk is supporting them, and on this one example that I can find, the gig is in Leicester, the 5th of March, and let's see what the venue is for that. Does it say? O2 Academy. So that's going to be a good night.
They're on the lineup for Tan Gent as well, by the way.
Yes, and that's I saw them there and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to give them a try. I'm going to give them a listen, and I actually really like the music. I don't know if they're from Leicester. Maybe that's why they're doing a gig in Leicester. Don't know. It seems like an odd, random date. But anyway. So hopefully we've given you some ideas about gigs to go to in the coming months. But next, let's take a look at our Festpod Favourites. So this is where we recommend something we've seen that we like. So let's go first of all to Bista and Lee. What have you got for us?
So I found this randomly scrolling through the Xbox Game Pass. I haven't yet downloaded to play it, but I watched the trailer a couple of days ago and it looks fantastic if you're a metal fan and a gamer. It's called Metal Hellsinger. It's basically a rhythm / first-person shooter game. It looks like another a different kind of Doom. You are the character called the Unknown, and she seeks to regain her stolen voice, and she must break free of her prison in the Hells and fight her way to face the ruler of Hell, the Red Judge. I watched the trailer. It looks fucking brilliant. It's basically like a shoot 'em up, slash 'em up type game. Again, like I said, like a lot like Doom.
Wow.
And it's
got some good reviews.
Yeah, the music in it is the artists that have been involved. It's a fucking awesome lineup. You've got Mikkel Stand from Dark Tranquillity, Elisa White-Glues from Arch Enemy, Tatiana Shmalik from, I think I said that right, from Ginger, Matt Heafy from Trivium, Randy Blythe from Lamb of God. It looks fucking wicked. The music with just those names involved sounds even better. And obviously Serge Tankian from System of a Down. It's available on all platforms: your PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox S and X, Xbox One. I would recommend. That's my favourite of the week, and I am going to download it the minute that we end the podcast tonight.
So that is on quite a number of different platforms.
Yeah.
You did say Xbox Game Pass, which I think is £10 a month, and it's like a Xbox subscription game thing. So you don't have a physical game. No. You pays you money and downloads your game, pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you got an Xbox?
I have an Xbox, a PlayStation, a Nintendo Switch, and a PC, which is not a gaming PC, but it does the job for when it needs to be gamed on.
Have you got a Game Pass gamer tag thing for your Xbox?
No, I'm not an online gamer. To be fair, I find the whole concept gives me anxious feelings about being called all sorts of slurs down the microphone by a 10-year-old who doesn't know what he's talking about. I just can't.
But he's excellent at the game.
Kicking my ass, but calling me all names under the sun, saying I'm useless, and I can't be bothered with the hassle. I game for fun. I'm not a serious gamer at all.
Absolutely, yes, I'm with you on that. Actually, yeah, I don't. I think when Xbox 360, I think it was, first came out, and it was quite popular then to game online with people that you didn't know. And that did become the experience, didn't it, of just being just slagged down to fuck by people that you didn't know in another country who were excellent at the game and just think you're a tosser. And you don't need that really in your life. You've got enough to deal with. Never mind trying to beat this boss on this level, etc. But I do quite like the idea of this metal hell singer. It's also on Steam. It's on. God, what is that?
It's the
Xbox X.
Yeah,
what's
so
that?
It's the new Xbox. There's got Xbox X and then the Xbox S. The S is the digital version. The Xbox S is the one where you got your disc drive, your hard copy.
Got a disc, right? Okay. It's on the Xbox One. It's on the PlayStation. That looks like the original PlayStation symbol to me, but I don't know if they just use that as a thing. PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Can you see you playing this one, Eamon, on your Twitch stream?
Absolutely. I'd completely forgotten about it until Lee's just talked about it. It was in my sights when it first came out, and I'm sure it was in a tent at Bloodstock as well when it came out, but I completely forgot about it, and thank you, Lee, for reminding me, because it's being downloaded straight away.
It is great. It's really good.
Oh, have you had a look at this?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, it's good fun. I played it a couple of times, and it's fun for what it is. But it's the music on it. It just makes it for me. Forget about the actual gameplay and everything else. It's just nice to have.
Okay, let's go to North Wales and speak to Rich for his Festpod favourite.
Hello. I'm going for a gig this week for my Festpod fave, and it's, Eamon lost some metal points earlier on. I'm going to lose some metal points now, because I'm going to go see an indie band.
Are you?
Yeah. Now, I loved this band when they were out and about, 15, 16 years ago. A band from Coventry called The Enemy.
Oh wow! Yes, I remember them.
That's cool. That's cool. I got their first album. I think. Yeah, Lying About Something.
Yeah. They split up and disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
And they got back together last year. They played a few dates in the UK, and I missed out. But they're playing a one-off warm-up show with the TIV, which is just literally around the corner, because they played a few festivals this year. So literally a mile down the road, I'll get to go and see them finally for 20 quid. So happy days. That's my Festpod favourite. I'm going to be pissed in the TIV with some indie kids who are now probably as old as me.
Yeah. So that is the Tivoli. Is that it? The Tivoli venue? It says there.
The TIV.
Oh, okay.
The TIV. Yeah, it's known globally as the TIV.
Is it really? Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, the Tivoli. Yeah.
All right. Okay. And that is in Buckley, in Flintshire. In Wales, North Wales, I think. Are we calling that North Wales?
Yes.
CH72EF. 1900. And what did you say? How much is that going to cost you? 20 quid?
About 20 quid, yeah.
That
something like that
is a bargain. Now let's visit the beautiful Uttoxeter, just off the A50.
Yay! Now, my Festpod favourite I've discovered within the last 24 hours. And I don't know what my favourite was going to be before this, but I think this is now my favourite forever. So, we all know the internet's good at weird and wonderful things, and especially the land of Twitch and Twitch streaming.
Oh, yes.
So, there's a channel called Watch Me Forever. Now, this is a channel that's forever streaming. It's always live. And it's an AI that is basically created a sitcom. It's an endless sitcom that this AI generates, loosely based around the world of Seinfeld, in that it was the show about nothing. And the show, I believe, I didn't watch Seinfeld, but the show about a comedian, where a comedian gets their inspiration from for their material, I believe is what that was about. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I think you're right there.
But
I never really watched it either, but yeah.
But this, I've watched this for hours today, and there's 12,000 people watching it right now. And it's just it's. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a robot making a sitcom.
So there's no real people have written this. No one has filmed it. No one has made it in any way whatsoever. We are looking at some computer generated characters.
Yep.
And their voices are AI. The story is AI.
Yeah.
Is it funny?
There's some genuinely good jokes in there.
I can't even.
It's in what? It's in what's called make sense mode, apparently. So it means the AI will keep things more in context.
Is this life now?
Yeah.
This is life, yeah. This is forever on. I don't know how long it's been going.
I don't like it. I want to get off. I don't like it.
You don't? Well, does it freak you out?
Yeah, it does, and it worries me. However, the whole AI thing. I'm not some conspiracy theorist or anything like that, and it's not about that. It's about how it's going to affect our lives, not necessarily for the better all the time.
Yeah.
And it does scare me.
Might be good for us when one of us is off. We can load your voice into an AI, and then we've always got four of us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just like the angry, shouty Welshman.
That's probably better than me sending videos from the toilet.
I don't know. Quite enjoyed that. And finally, mine is an organisation called Hotbox Events. Now, if you've ever thought to yourself, oh, I would like to work at a festival, then these are the guys to get in touch with, really. They basically have jobs doing that. I don't exactly know what the jobs entail, but it's basically working at festivals. I think, Lee, you've got some information about it, haven't you?
Basically, if you want to volunteer at festivals around the UK, you contact them, and they've obviously got lists of festivals that you can volunteer to work at, whether it's behind the bars, the merch stalls, security, walk around the campsites. Obviously, the infamous dog squad that works at Download.
Yeah, and it's stewarding, isn't it? But it's on a very sort of low level. You know, you're not you're not in charge of huge areas or anything, but it's although they do have there's varying degrees of it, and you're basically looking after people, talking to people, showing them which way to go, helping answer their questions. And they've got multiple festivals like Download, for example, Reading Festival, Leeds Festival, Latitude Festival, Camp Festival. There's a lot of different festivals that you could potentially work at, and it is a lot of fun. Actually, you do make friends in your groups there, and you do get to see artists, and then you also get to experience that atmosphere at a festival, which actually is how I found Download, because I was a steward at Download in 2013. I didn't know what Download was. But I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go. It's a job. But actually thought, wow, how have I stumbled on this? And I've been going ever since. And, I've worked at a lot of different festivals too. But if there's a particular one you'd like to work at, have a look at Hotbox Events, because there's a chance that they may do the one that you want to work at. So that's what I would recommend. Hotbox Events. It's on Facebook and various places. All right, so we've reached the end of the show, and it's time to plug what else you do. Let's start off with Eamon and your Twitch stream.
Yes, so we've just gone on to a new schedule on our Twitch stream. So every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you can catch me on twitch.tv/shortyetv.
Wow.
From 6 o'clock in the evenings, we're going to be playing a lot of horror, and I'm talking a lot of shit. So, yeah, and we also, I'm not going to say this out. I'm going to say this myself before someone else brings it up. But we also did recently do a lip sync video for "Man, I Feel Like a Woman" as part of it all. So you can feel free to come along and see that if you want.
Man, I Feel Like a Woman. And there were lots of costume changes in that as well, which I noticed.
I mean, I do like to dress up, Neil. You know
I've
me.
noticed, yes. Do you have a box of costumes and wigs and various dress-up things?
No, but I have a cellar full of minions. So I just go shave one of their heads every now and then.
Okay, so to find Eamon and his Twitch stream, you're looking for Shorty ETV, but the short is with two T's.
The
Two
second
T's.
one's for twat.
Just for clarity.
Yes.
And so you understand what's going on there. Alrighty, now, that's tickled me. It's one of my favourite words, you know. Lee, what else have you got going on? Probably not very much now you've quit everything.
I'm still on TikTok.
Still on TikTok.
Yeah, I don't do any dancing. I don't make any videos. However, I do enjoy the odd occasional laugh. Please, if you want to send me stuff, please just feel free. I believe it's TE_Lee LEIGH_ television. Yeah.
But you say that like you weren't sure.
I'm not. I can even have a look. I don't know.
But everything, isn't every single one of your socials that you quit the same thing? Television.
Probably.
And it has been for years. I
Definitely
don't
for
really
years.
know, Neil. I don't really know. I'm not sure
I was
about
right.
that.
Yeah,
This is your bit, mate.
TE_Lee LEIGH_ vision television. I'm on TikTok.
He's a watcher.
Send me stuff. You don't have to follow me. I haven't got anything on there for you to follow. So yeah, send me stuff
He's in private, just watching silently, just looking.
in the most non-creepy way you can imagine. I promise.
He likes to watch with the light off on his own in a corner. All the videos that you send him, don't you? Yes, Neil. And let's go to Rich. What have you got going on?
Not a lot. Well, with me being all the last month or so, I've not really been up to much.
Apart from having pain and uncomfortableness.
Pain and crap, yeah.
Yeah.
But I managed to get out the other week, last weekend, take some photos. Just went out for a couple of hours.
Oh, nice.
Just went over to kind of Anglesey, Carnarvon area, Bangor.
Beautiful.
And I got the drone up and took some photos on land as well. And I'd like to say, go to my social. You can see these lovely pictures I've taken of the Menai Bridge and the Britannia Bridge, but I can't because for some reason Meta Business Suite has decided to say "fuck off, you fat Welsh cunt" to me. And I just can't. I can't. That's what the C's for in Rich, cunt.
Oh, I get it. Okay,
Right.
just so everyone knows.
I've not been able to upload it via the old traditional method of posting everything separately to your socials.
Oh.
So I'm just stuck. I'm just like in limbo. And
What is the point of
annoyed.
Facebook? What is the point of that Meta Business Suite? What a load of bollocks.
just to piss me off, mate. That's all it is.
Yes, it is. I agree. Pisses me off and I barely use it. Okay.
But for Festpod,
Yes.
we use it fine for that. But for my stuff, can I fuck?
Isn't it weird? Isn't it funny that? I don't know why. So to find his registered accounts, you're looking for what's the name of it?
I mean, you can look. You can look if you want. No, of course you can. It's Richard Holmes Photography on the old Facebook. And yeah, go through there. There's stuff on Insta as well with the same name. Not as much because Insta doesn't like the formats I use.
Oh dear.
Well,
You don't have much luck with it, do you?
Oh, that's fine. I've never really got Instagram, and I've never really enjoyed it.
Isn't it just pictures?
Yeah, so I should enjoy it, but I've just never got it. Maybe I'm just too old.
I don't think that's true.
Twitter's full of tits, right? Insta's full of asses, and TikTok's full of both.
Okay.
So,
tits and asses on TikTok. I didn't think they liked that sort of thing on TikTok. Do they, Lee?
No, they
I've
did
not seen any. You know me sitting in the corner. I'd probably have found it by now, but no, I don't. I've not.
No, he flicks away.
He's
hoping
tried.
I almost said I haven't come across it yet, and I just know how you're all going to say.
No, I know.
Assholes.
No titties as yet.
There it is.
I'll give you my social media because some people choose to follow. It's Neil Wilkinson, but Neil with 2 L's. The second L is for
lovely.
Really?
So I was hoping for Well, I wasn't going to say lovely. I was going to. I don't know. What can I say? Lugubrious. I don't really know. Anyway, Neil Wilkinson on the various platforms, and sometimes I post. I mostly flick, but anyway.
Wow.
Yes. Well, that's what they're for, isn't it? Like you say.
Apparently so.
On Twitter, you've got your. What did you say?
Your tits on Twitter, and you got your asses on Insta.
Right. Your twats on Twitch.
You said it, bro. It's what the extra T's for.
Exactly.
Honestly, like I can just scroll. I'm not going to do it. I can scroll through my Twitter feed now, and half of it's just tits. And that's not because I follow these tits or anything like that.
No, but that's funny because I don't see any titties on mine.
But I just like. I mean, I might have looked at one pair once in my life.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Twitter.
I do talk about tits a lot though. So.
Right. Okay. You need to get back on Twitter, Lee. Then you'll see them. Flicking away. Oh, I'm only having a laugh. Look at his face. So, if you like what you've heard, and God bless you if you do, please consider supporting Festpod on Patreon. Now, there are reasons to do that because you get things. You don't just get us and our outtakes. You also get things, nice things. Don't you, Rich?
Why, thank you, Neil. So that we have multiple tiers. You can get just like supporters for the price of a beer. You can get early access to episodes. You get the hilarious outtakes and behind the scenes shite that we put out. No. The hilarious outtakes and behind the scenes amazing content that we put out after each episode, which takes about half of our recording time. And if you're on kind of like the 2 highest tiers, once you've supported us for 3 months, you get a lovely Festpod t-shirt.
Yes, it's very snazzy.
Really?
I haven't got a sound that goes woo, but I should have, really. I should try and get one. Woo! Like a really excited crowd of people at a t-shirt.
Woo.
Yeah. There's also a Discord server. Now, if you want to chat with us, if you think that you'd like to have a chat with us and perhaps enjoy some of our banter with each other, then you can potentially do that. There's also bits of news. There's all kinds of stuff on there. And Eamon has very kindly set that up for us. I don't really understand Discord and how to do it, but Eamon has done it for us. What's on there?
Yes, Neil, you're right. I very much understand how to do it.
He does it.
Yes, I do it a lot, actually. So yeah, our Discord server's set up now. So if you want to have a chat with us about anything music festival related or even just generic kind of nonsense, come on over. We're also open to like ideas for the show. If you want to suggest some topics for that, we'll get a separate Patreon section going at some point. So yeah, just come and have a little cheeky look around. It'll be in our link tree, which you can find all over our socials and stuff, because anyone who knows Discord knows it's just a bunch of letters in a link.
Yeah.
But yeah, just come step on by.
Fabulous. Alrighty. And we have merch on sale too. Like I say, go to Etsy and search for Festpod and pick up a lovely patch. Lee, you look like you are absolutely desperate for the toilets, which means that is the end of the programme. So thanks for... It happens every show. Every week. It doesn't
happen every show.
Every time I'm about to switch off the recording. Right, guys, I am desperate for the toilet, so I shall bid you adieu, and I'll see you next time. Bye, off, and away you go.
Okay. I mean, in fairness, I'll give you benefit of the doubt. I am busting for a piss, but I'm not just going to duck out because not
I feel
now.
like
anyway.
we should be doing the traditional festival style and just peeing into a cup under the table midway through.
Yes,
I have.
That's what I do.
I have a couple of empty bottles here, so yeah. I mean, I could.
You couldn't fit it in there, could you?
The wee, not your willy.
I mean, it is a bit of a big hole, to be fair. So maybe.
Lucasade bottle, that's what you want. Speaking as a lorry driver. Anyway, so that's it. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you again next time. See you later. Bye. A Wilco Productions podcast.
It's a mixture between country and Cockney.